Alright guys, Delzinski here and I'm back with a DVD review for you all today, and I'm looking at the title WWE Best PPV Matches of 2014. Now the release date for this one was the 12th of January, so this one's out now and it's priced at £29.99, and you can pick this one up from www.dvd.co.uk because, as I say, this is your best source for all WWE DVD and Blu-ray content. Now, 2014 was a crazy year for the WWE. I mean, we had the rise of the Yes Movement, we had the return of the Animal, Batista, Blutista, Bootista, whatever you want to call him. We had the destruction of the Shield. You can no longer believe in the Shield, but you can believe in Bo Dallas. And we had the 30th anniversary of the granddaddy of them all, WrestleMania. So 2014 just had it all. Now, this title is a 3-disc title, and I was going to give you a rundown of the match card, but there's just so many matches. There's just way too many to list in this review. So what I've done in the description box below is I have left the full match listing, so you can go and check that out in the description box below and see all the other matches that are on this title. But what I'm going to do in this review is just give you my favorite matches, so the picks for me which I enjoyed from this title, and you guys might agree, or you might also pick some of the gems that are from the list in the description. So here we go. I'm going to give you a rundown, no particular order, no sort of top to bottom. This is just my favorite matches that I watched on this title. So first of all, I have the 6-man tag team match between the Shield versus the Wyatt family, on the basis that, you know, it was awesome. The crowd were chanting awesome before it even started. And the reason being is because we wanted these two factions to collide for such a long time. And finally it happened at Elimination Chamber on the 23rd of February 2014. Next up, Elimination Chamber, we were looking at, again, the same night. It was the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match between Randy Orton, John Cena, Daniel Bryan, Sheamus, Cesaro and Christian. Now the build up to this one was very interesting because Cesaro was going into this with so much momentum. I actually for a second thought that Cesaro could cause an upset, but you know, it wasn't meant to be. But there were so many interlinking storylines going on here. You had Daniel Bryan's underdog story coming along the way up to the road to WrestleMania. You had John Cena and Randy Orton's rivalry. You had Cesaro and Sheamus's rivalry, and you had Christian in there just for the fun of it, I guess. But he was in there as well, and this was a really good match. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and a very interesting outcome as well, because the Authority were always going to play a part in this one, and yes, they did. So yes, Elimination Chamber match, the main Elimination Chamber match for the WWE Championship was one from me that I thoroughly enjoyed. Now, speaking of Daniel Bryan's road to WrestleMania, well, that Elimination Chamber match led to him moving on to WrestleMania to face the Game himself, the King of Kings, Triple H, at WrestleMania 30. This was another match that's on this title, which I thought was awesome because it led to Daniel Bryan ultimately being involved in the main event at WrestleMania with Batista and Randy Orton. Triple H versus Daniel Bryan was the start of it all, and it was another epic match because it had been building for such a long time. Daniel Bryan, the underdog, Triple H, almost as such the bully type figure, being the authority figure, and he didn't want Daniel Bryan to succeed. He didn't want Daniel Bryan to become world champion. Would Triple H put a stop to Daniel Bryan's story? Would that happen? Well, everybody knows that it didn't. Everybody knows that Daniel Bryan went on to become the world champion. But this match was a great start at WrestleMania 30. Next up is another 6-man tag, but this time, again, the Shield are involved at Extreme Rules, but this time it's against Evolution. Massive fan of Evolution back in the day. I loved it when Evolution reunited in 2014, and it was great to see them up against the Hounds of Justice in the Shield because, you know, these were two massive factions, again, a bit like the Wyatt family, but this time round it was almost like the old school versus the new school, and who would prevail? Ultimately now, the Shield have been dispersed, but this actually began that sort of crux and cracks in the Shield because it was leading towards Seth Rollins turning on his fellow Hounds. So yep, that was another match, and that's from Extreme Rules on the 4th of May 2014. Another one, the United States Championship match between Sheamus and Cesaro. And I'm just going to be brutally honest, the reason why I like this match is because they just knock lumps out of each other. These two are just hard-hitting, smash-mouth action. And that's what I love about wrestling. And I like the way that Sheamus always likes to get really physical. And Cesaro just mixes it up with him perfectly. I was a massive fan of watching these two go back and forth during 2014. And this match, again, doesn't disappoint. Another one, another big match. I've picked quite a lot of big matches. And when I say that, I'm talking about things like six-man tags, elimination chambers. So I couldn't go anywhere without mentioning the Money in the Bank ladder match with Seth Rollins, Rob Van Dam, one of my favourites of all time, Jack Swagger, Dolph Ziggler, Kofi Kingston and Dean Ambrose, for the basis that this just had quality spots. There were some great spots during this match, and RVD, as I said, is one of my favourite participants. It was great to have RVD back in the WWE. Mr. Money in the Bank, the originator, love it. It was awesome. Last one, last pick from me, WWE World Heavyweight Championship match between Brock Lesnar and John Cena. Yes, I'm picking this one. Night of Champions it is. And, well, you know, the Cena and Lesnar rivalry continues today. And I'm thoroughly enjoying this. And at a point where I was almost like, I'm not really interested anymore. And I've just coming off the back of watching the Royal Rumble with Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar and John Cena. I mean, it's just been good. It's been a good rivalry, Brock versus Cena. I like the way the WWE have managed to do this. I love the way they built up the beast, Brock himself. I mean, the unstoppable machine that is Brock Lesnar. Thoroughly enjoyable. So I had to pick this one as well. So that is just my pick of the bunch from this title. And as I said, you've got the full listing in the description box below of all the matches that are on this title. So if you are going to pick this one up, please let me know via the comments box below. It'd be great to hear what matches for you stand out on this title. Let me know via the description box which ones did you enjoy, and have you already picked up this title as well? I want to get your views on it, and all that's left to be said until another review. For me, I'd say this one's worth getting because it's just a good overview. If you don't want to go and pick up all the pay-per-views throughout the year, then this one's definitely worth it because you get nearly all the best matches on this title. So not really worth you going out and getting all the pay-per-view ones if you can't afford it. This one maybe is worth the money. So yeah, guys, all that's left to be said is please rate, comment and subscribe. And until the next review, this is Delzinski signing out.